You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AFTERBUZZ TV's Girlfriend Confidential LA After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Girlfriend Confidential LA After Show.
Woo! All right, guys, if you are tuning in via podcast or you're watching us on YouTube live, well, not live, sorry. This is the after show for Girlfriend Confidential Los Angeles. And this happens to be the season finale. I know it was quick, it was short, but hopefully the ladies might return and it might get picked up. And it's just the two of us this evening. It's myself and... Introduce yourself.
Hi, what's up, everybody? I'm Kennelia. Hello.
Hello, hello. And I'm Diona Vaughan. And we want to remind you guys to please be sure to check us out on iTunes. You can download the podcast. It's 100% free. We love it when you make comments, whether they're good, bad, indifferent. We love the feedback because it helps us give you more great shows. Bing is for doing. You know what's funny about Bing, real quick, is I just saw a commercial the other day, and it was Bing versus Google, and they did this blind test about which was the better search engine, and everybody initially said Google, but then when they let them see the search results, they all picked Bing.
See?
So there you go.
There you go.
Bing, bing, bing.
Bing.
So instead of Googling something, you gotta Bing it, y'all.
Yep.
And before we dig into this last episode, I have to just share with the audience that we just met a musical legend here at the AFTERBUZZ Studios. And it was so exciting. El DeBarge happened to be here supporting another show, and it was just totally like, I don't know if you guys out there know who El DeBarge is, but if you don't, you need to Bing him.
You better get to know him.
You better get to know him. He is just famous for lots of classic songs and the whole musical family, and just, it was like meeting a living legend.
It was amazing, guys.
It was amazing. So we had to share that with you guys. Okay, let's dig into this final episode of The Girlfriends.
Let's do it.
So I'd like to kind of break it down by each woman. We've seen, from the beginning of the short season, how I think each woman's had their certain set of circumstances and issues in terms of like getting their careers on track or relationships. And let's start out with Miss Nikki. So I know that last episode, sorry I wasn't here last episode, but I was watching. Last episode, she finally reconnected with her father. And I think that was something that she finally was able to cross off the list. I know that was a very hard point for her to get to, but it happened. And I just want to throw it out there. What do we think about Nikki finally reconnecting with her dad from her past, how that has an impact on her current relationship?
I think it was a good thing. I mean, she talked about in the last episode, and then, guys, if you didn't see the bonus episode we did on Tuesday of last week, she also touched on it there, too. She was saying it was good that she reconnected, but now it also kicked into gear more things and more feelings that she has to explore, because it's nice to meet your father, but you got to understand, she still doesn't know him.
Right.
So now they're actually getting to know each other. She got past, him calling and the questions about what should she call him, Dad versus Lloyd. But she was saying she feels very comfortable with the way things are going, and it lit a fire in her personal life, she was saying, because before marriage and the family, it wasn't really an option. She was career focused and everything, but now that he's in the picture, it sparked a flame for her to think about her own family in that situation. So for overall, I think it was good. It was good for her to do that.
And you brought up a good point. Last week it was a special bonus episode last Tuesday. Unfortunately, I couldn't make it, and I was sad I couldn't make it because all the ladies from the show, they were right here in the studio. So any other things you want to share just in case some listeners missed out last week in terms of, really getting to the nitty-gritty and having them here and asking them questions?
As far as Nikki, what she touched on, she was saying, we didn't just talk about her family. We talked about her design, her line of designs that she has. She was featured in People magazine, I think, this week's issue. She also has a website online where you can buy some of her home decor. But for the main part of her portion of the interview, we focused on the relationship with her father and the relationship with her boyfriend.
Right.
She was saying that she's in a relationship with him, and this episode talked about it too. Then what's the next step for the relationship? She says she's very comfortable with it, and like you saw on TV on the show tonight, they talked about moving in together.
Yeah, let's talk about that for a second, because even as you and I were watching this, and I've said this from the very beginning, and I don't mean to be a stick in the mud, but I don't really feel a lot of chemistry between those two when I see them on camera. I don't know if it's any different in person. I don't know if she really touched upon her relationship when she was here, but I'm not feeling any kind of connection. I'm not feeling a relationship. I mean, I hate to say it, but I don't know if it's forced, if it's staged for the show. I don't know, because we even said this. When you are in love with someone, even when you're in like with someone and you're really, you're there and you're like, oh my God, I love seeing you and love going out. I don't think you would balk at the idea of moving in with somebody after a year, not unless it was a situation where you're like, look, if I don't have a ring on my finger, I'm not going to do it. But she's literally like, if we can't live across the street from each other, and if I can't have my own bathroom and my own closet, then I don't want to,
forever.
It just so it's like, does that mean that you're never going to get married? I mean, or you're never going to be in a serious relationship and cohabitate with another person? Because that just doesn't make sense to me.
That was weird. And I think when she was here, she was saying the relationship with her father may have had an effect on her relationships with men going forward, as far as that closeness. But seeing this episode and hearing that portion about, let's live across the street from each other forever, I want my own room, my own space, to me that sounds like someone who isn't in love with their guy. Because ladies at home, when you're in love with a man, of course you get tired of him and he works your nerves, and sometimes he stinks, and his laundry is funking up the whole room. Yeah. But you want to be near him. You want to lay next to him at night. You want to wake up with him there in the morning. You know what I mean? You want to walk in your pajamas, cuddle on the couch, fall asleep watching a movie. And that doesn't happen when you live across the street, because what you going to say, all right, go back to your apartment? Yeah,
walk across the street. Yeah, I mean, so I agree with you. I think, and maybe that is the reason why we haven't seen the chemistry. Maybe there truly isn't, that connection, that love that she thought that she had with this guy, and that's why we're really not seeing, that relationship manifest on television. Yeah. So,
or I'm interested to see about her past relationships, because she said she did live with someone. I'm interested to see if the level of closeness was with others and not this guy, or maybe she just doesn't know how to be affectionate or around a man because she has, she had the issue with her father.
Exactly.
That could be it.
I could go there. Yeah. I could go there.
Well, yeah.
Moving on, let's talk about Miss Kelly. So Miss Kelly, I feel like this whole season, she's definitely been, she's kind of like the friend who's like the voice of reason, and she tries to be the peacekeeper. We've seen trying to mend things like between Eva and Denise when they have their little beef. And she's also been very, very much about her career. In terms of branding people and developing people. And, we see she's got a new artist, Je Toi. Sounds like a new perfume. Do you think Kelly was holding back in terms of showing us who she is and, getting into her personal life? Do you think she kept it, business and, her career for a reason?
I don't know. It seems like she did keep it all business, but for some reason Kelly seems like the person who keeps it all business. You have that friend who's focused. She's about the business. She's trying to get this next deal. She's trying to make moves, and she really doesn't have time for that type
of her life.
Yeah, because she's with her homegirls. But even when she was like talking about dating in the earlier episodes, she was thinking about it, but she wasn't really. That wasn't like first priority.
Right.
So I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know if she is hiding it or she just, it's not about that right now.
Okay. I mean, that's.
What do you think?
I kind of feel like, not to say that she's hiding it, but I think she consciously chose not to reveal certain parts of her life on this show. I think she was choosing this show as an opportunity to highlight what she does for a living and to, you know, bring more attention to that and to, you know, build on her business and get more clients so people can, you know, when they see the show, they can say, oh, okay, so Kelly's into branding and she works with this person and she works with that person and she's good. Let's give her a call. I think that was her goal. Kind of like, did you ever watch Real Housewives of New York?
Yeah.
With Bethany. Bethany's goal from the very beginning was about branding herself, and it was business, business, business. Now, things got in the way that were out of her control, but that was always her main focus. So I kind of feel like it's the same situation with Kelly.
That's a good point. Yeah, I can see that.
You know?
Because I don't know, you know, even when she was describing the last episode, the man of her dreams, she was saying Kanye West, like a Kanye West type. So even with that mindset, that's not somebody you just meet. Like, that's not somebody you meet right now. That's someone you meet when you get established or when you get settled. You know what I mean? So
Right.
I don't know. I think what she's doing besides the relationship with her business, I think it's going good. I liked this episode, what she did with her client. I like how they're showing what she can actually do.
Yeah, and taking control.
She took control of the situation, and I like that side of it because they show, you know, Denise and Eva are actresses. Nikki is a designer. She designs clothing, accessories, and home decor. But Kelly does a different thing, and I like how I like that they showed that.
Yeah. I liked it too. Moving on, we got Denise and Eva. Now, one thing I need to point out really quickly, and for all you people who don't live in Los Angeles, this is maybe only something that, you know, would catch your eye. If you do live here, every single scene when I see those two together, or just even when I see Eva with another one of the girls out, they are just styling, profiling, looking all too fabulous. Like cute, way cute. And we both know, living in LA, people don't dress up to go many places. Not unless it's a black tie, red carpet, movie premiere, where there's gonna be cameras and limos and celebrities. People don't get dressed up to go anywhere here, you guys. Nowhere. So when I'm seeing Eva wearing this fabulous fur vest and just all these other accoutrements and great jewelry, I'm like, wow, she looks fabulous. Now, I know, because I used to live in New York City, if they lived in New York, we wouldn't even be questioning it. But here, I'm just like, come on now. Okay.
Where are you
Y'all going to the coffee shop on Highland
And can I go?
next to Trader Joe's. What I mean, but I mean, you have to love it. It's TV. Of course, they're going to want to always put their best foot forward in terms of, you know, being caught on camera, especially, you know, presenting themselves for the show. But
and you brought up a good point. Eva's makeup.
I mean, her makeup is on. Eva, if you are watching or if you catch this later, please, please, please call us, email us. I've got to know who does your makeup and what products you use, because her makeup is always on. Just like Kim Kardashian, I have to give credit where credit is due, and she gives good face all the time.
All the time.
And in fact, Eva was supposed to be in the studio tonight for Real Housewives of New Jersey, but unfortunately she had to cancel. But you give good face, Eva. But yeah, I had to call that out because
they are dressed to the nines.
Yeah, and we all know that people don't do that here in LA.
Early too.
Even actresses.
Most of the scenes are
in the daytime. It's light outside.
I can't wake up and be out by noon fully dressed.
Not like that.
No.
Heels, just everything.
Ready.
So we got you guys. We got you. But let's talk about Eva. So we've seen Eva. Her manager called her. She's reading for a new role. It sounds like things with her career are starting to really move along. You know, I have to give her props. She's been around for a while. You know, we saw her, you know, initially from A&TM, you know, and that's where she got her start. But she's definitely trying to make her mark as a legitimate actress in this business. She's still doing the modeling, but you know, you got to give her props. Got to give credit where credit is due.
Yeah, and she, when you really think about it and think back to America's Next Top Model, she's probably one of the only ones who is still out here.
Right, and has crossed over successfully.
Because, you know, like she said before many times, that transition to go from a reality show like that to actually working and a working entertainer in LA, it's tough. People won't take you seriously.
Right.
You kind of got to, do different things. She was saying before in an interview, I forget where, I think it was on the Breakfast Club radio interview in New York, she said that that's why she dropped the Pickford and went with Marcel, because when people originally saw Pickford, they knew automatically where she was from.
Got it.
So at least with Marcel, she could get into the audition and then prove herself.
Right.
So
and people not judge her.
Yeah, because again, coming from a reality show, it's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough, especially back then before reality shows became the standard.
Right. And now, I mean, they're just...
Yeah, they're everywhere.
They're here and they're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
And speaking of reality shows, Kennelia, I want to remind all you AfterBuzz fans that the AfterBuzz fall schedule, it's officially in full swing. We are covering well over 50 shows, so somewhere in that bunch has to be a show that you love, that you're a super fan of, that your friends talk about, the water cooler conversation. So make sure you guys check out the website, AfterBuzzTV.com, and also check out the podcast on iTunes and download your favorite shows, subscribe, make comments. There's something here for everybody: reality TV, dramas, comedies, any single network you can think of. We're ready to go. Fall is in full swing here at AfterBuzz. All right, so let's continue. I think we've got Miss Denise left.
Oh, but let's get even that boyfriend of
Oh,
hers.
yes, I'm sorry. Thank you for backtracking for me. The boyfriend.
She was freaked out about that
What?
ring box that he gave her on the rendezvous.
Did she really think that was a proposal, though?
I don't know. I don't know if it was like just for show or whatnot, but honestly, when she got the box out, I said to myself, he better not try to pull out an engagement anything.
It's too early, too soon, too young. What do you think?
Yeah,
All of the
and
above.
he's younger than her.
Yeah,
So,
I know.
Come on, sir. I was sir. No, with the ring.
Go
box.
Eva though with your younger man. I
She
like
did.
that.
Got a
With your
young
May
boo.
December.
Young
Nice.
boo.
Yeah, but do you think she was really like anticipating a ring?
I don't know. That's the one thing I don't know. If she was, and when you're not anticipating it and you think it's there, you're like, oh.
Yeah, I know. It's like a buzzkill,
Yeah, you're
right?
like, oh.
No pun intended.
But I don't know if she was expecting it or not. But she's made her point, very clear that she is not interested in getting married anytime soon.
Well, because it's all about the career. Her career is, it's starting to be on full throttle. And, sometimes, unfortunately, that's a choice that we women in this industry have to make. Once things start really going and kicking into gear, it's hard to, divide your time and your energy in more than one place.
It is.
So,
it's true.
I say that kind of speaking a little from experience right now. But no, but I think when you want a certain thing, whether it's your career or a relationship or anything, it's just all about where your priorities are and what you choose to focus on.
Yeah, because it's work. Don't
work.
mistake it.
It's work.
You have to actually care about the other person's feelings and ask.
You do. I know. Or you can ask, believe, receive. Okay, sorry. Moving on to Miss Denise. I love Denise.
I do too.
I think she's been so completely transparent, with the show. We've seen so much of who she is. I think she's had to deal with a lot of her own personal issues, especially with her family, her brother's passing. We see tonight that it's the year anniversary of his death, so I'm sure that's a really, really tough thing to deal with, just not only in general, but you're dealing with it on camera. How do you think she handled it?
I think she handled it well. On top of just living in LA and her dealing with auditions, she was struggling, trying to figure out if she was going to get the call back for the show that she auditioned for.
Yeah.
So on top of that, because if you don't know at home, LA will chew you up and spit you out emotionally.
Yeah.
So then dealing with her brother's death, I think she's handling it well for what it is. It's tragic, and sometimes you never get over it. Some people never get over it, especially if you're really close to someone.
Yeah.
You just don't. So I think she's doing a good job.
Yeah. Well, I pray that she will get to a point. I mean, obviously, it's something you're never going to forget, but hopefully, it's something that she can eventually find peace with and truly, move on and not carry such a heavy burden because she's always thinking about it. But I think in terms of her career as well, like things are moving. She did an audition for a college cheerleader?
Yeah, college cheerleader.
Go girl.
And when she was here, she was talking about some of the stuff she's working on. She's filming a movie right now. She did a movie, I forget what it was, but she baked 3 movies she was working on. One did really well on the film festival circuit, and she touched on that last episode. So she's working. She's doing well. She has a coffee table book that she's working on about Black Hollywood. So she wants to photograph actors now in the persona of old Hollywood stars.
Oh, I love that concept.
It's really nice, right? It's a good concept, like a coffee table book, pictures and everything. So she was talking about
like
that.
Halle Berry would like portray Lena Horne and different.
Or
I
like
see. Got
Idris Elba would portray like Sidney Poitier.
Oh, I love that. What a great idea.
It's a good idea. So she was touching on that. She was saying it's in the works, but she's working on a lot of stuff. So she's back on the scene, which is good. Because she was away for a while because of her brother's passing.
Yeah. Wow. Well, I think we kind of did a little update on all of the ladies. I don't know. Any other things you want to talk about that came out of the bonus episode? Just with the ladies here. Like I said, I missed that. So anything you want to share?
Each person kind of ran down what they're working on now and where they're going. With Eva, she talked about the relationship with the boyfriend. She was saying she's good. She's happy with him. As far as her career, we see everything she's working on. We kind of see her trying to get there. She booked a movie. She's trying to, keep pushing forward, but that's the constant battle that she's going through. Denise touched on her brother, like we talked about. Kelly wasn't here, unfortunately. She's in New York working, she said. Right. And then Nikki, again, all of her stuff is online, her home decor. Anybody at home, if you want to look at it or buy it, go to our website. Everything is there.
Wow. Well, let's quickly we'll talk about predictions.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
I guess 2 things. One, do we think we're going to see another season of Girlfriend Confidential LA?
I don't know, because even when people get into reality shows, if they start progressing in the career that they originally aspired to be, to focus on, then probably not. You know what I mean? Like if
you're saying if they're Eva and Denise if their acting career takes off, that makes sense. Yeah.
Or they could flip it and their acting career takes off and this show could be bigger than what it was.
Right.
Because then there'll be more to spotlight.
Right, and more to talk about.
Yeah. She was saying, they said hopefully that, they'll continue. But I don't know. You know what I mean? Like they could do either or.
Got it. I'm kind of with you. I kind of have to agree with you. We might see it again. And I also think another thing that Oxygen was smart about doing, they called it Girlfriend Confidential, Los Angeles. So that leads me to believe that we might expect another Girlfriend Confidential with a whole new cast from a different city.
Yeah.
New York, Miami, Atlanta. So
or they could take them to another city.
Absolutely.
You never know.
We don't know what's in store. It was a short season, but it was a fun season.
Yeah.
I'm very happy that the girls were able to come into the studio and share and meet and greet and break things down. And another one of my predictions is I think that Nikki and her boyfriend, dunzo. No.
Yeah, I don't see that going. I see that as what it is. They'll just be cool or whatever, but I don't see her marrying that man.
No,
that's not him.
No. They're going to be friends. I'm sure we'll see him out at a bar or something. Yeah. But thanks so much, you guys, for tuning in to Girlfriend Confidential LA. This is the season finale, last episode. So thanks for listening. Hopefully you also got a chance to check out the bonus episode with the ladies that were in the studio last week. And if you didn't, you can still check it out on iTunes, and you can YouTube it if you search under AfterBuzz TV Girlfriend Confidential. And that's a show. That's a show.
Finale.
Season finale. We'll do another show together again.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, guys. You can find me, Diona Vaughan, on Twitter at GoToGirlTV. I also have a new web show called The Stylish Finds on the Stylish channel on YouTube. You can check that out too. How about you, Miss Lady?
You guys can find me on Twitter at Kennelia, Kennelia, or add me on Facebook at Kennelia again.
Ooh, you adding people on Facebook, girl? What? All right, you guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. And don't forget, AfterBuzz TV fall schedule is in full effect. Bye.
Bye.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.